And I don't anymore. I want to tell you why. So, what do you do when you don't trust the doctors and the medication? I was wondering why God couldn't just heal me, but I think I had to, it's hard to clear. The mind doesn't just slow down automatically. It takes practice. So I started practicing that. It was like a merry-go-round. You stop pushing it, and you stop feeding those thoughts that are causing you to feel the feelings that you're feeling. The merry-go-round keeps going, but it starts to slow down. But now I see it. I know what it does to me physically in my body. Don't try to stop the thoughts. Just realizing the false thoughts that are there is enough. They kind of dissipate. More intimate than, doing something that you were taught. It's more like flowing with, you feel what to do next. You don't overthink it or decide what to do next. You just let your body flow on its own like a wave in the ocean. God's in here. If I go in here and I get real centered and still and quiet, be still and know that I am God, remember? But I always had this desire to help others find something that was helping me. This body's the temple. He told the woman at the well, you don't have to go to Jerusalem. The temple's in your heart. I knew the truth of that, where you find your peace within, regardless of the circumstances. What I'm doing is reminding you of something that you know on the deepest level. You might have been perceiving your life a certain way, like these are just the cards that were dealt to you, that there's no hope. Maybe you feel lost. Maybe you're at your bottom right now. I've been there. I wanted to check out. I wanted to get out of here. Wake up to this. This part of you that has been asleep, that can realize itself in the stillness. I really have no plan. I used to have a lot of plans. I used to write them all down, have a list of things to do, in order to get what I thought I would. No. I'm letting something higher than this personality or this ego or this guide me. And it's taken practice. The intellectual part of you, the controlling mind part of you is letting go. I got to the point where the stuff was too much to take and I wanted to check out. And I hit a bottom. I had a breakdown. Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, beautiful book. Helped me a lot, Helped me wake up, learning to love myself. How can you be patient and loving towards anyone when you can't be that to yourself? You have nothing to give. Your cup needs to be full before you can give to others. I feel that there's nothing I'm lacking. I feel like there was a belief in place that I was lacking. I feel like this world teaches us sometimes that we're lacking. There's something that we need to be happy. But just that belief is what is in the way of you seeing just how complete you are. The belief that you're not complete. So I like that Kenny Chesney song. When I shared it on Facebook, we see what it is when we see what it isn't. When you see that those beliefs aren't true, you'll see what is. But you gotta challenge those beliefs, those thoughts in your head when they come. Because this moment is the only thing you got. This moment is all you have. You can think about the past, but you're thinking about the past in this moment. Is that how you want to spend this moment? You can worry about the future, but you're worrying about the future in this moment. Is that what you want to do at this moment? Because you might be missing this moment. It's full of infinite possibility. Moment of clarity, how this clarity feels, how alive I feel, how full of joy that I feel. My deepest hope is that this helps someone. You're not alone. We're all in this together. Whether we all know it or not doesn't even matter, but we're all on this path. Some say, well, you're not on the path to heaven if you don't know the truth. Well, we're all in the process of knowing the truth. Just because somebody isn't awake to the truth of who they are doesn't mean that love didn't create them. It doesn't mean that love can't show them. I think we're born knowing this. We are this. And then slowly, as life happens, the beliefs of the system of our culture, they set in. So we start to forget. You're in your 40s or your 50s or your 30s or maybe even by your 20s, you know. You're so strangled. You're being strangled by life. You can't breathe anymore. You're depressed, suicidal, lost our way when we forgot what life is, and now it's just made up of all these concepts and beliefs and ideas that have formulated. There's not a lot of people who are ready to give up their story. Because you know why? Because it feels like you're dying. It's a story of victimhood. It's a story of entitlement. It's a story of vanity. And when you start hearing things like this, it feels like you're dying to something you are. My story, the story I was told, was a fearful. What I'm saying is, what was taught, the fear that was instilled into me, was instilled in generations before me. You know, it's not like someone just, decided they were going to instill fear in the next generation. It's not a conspiracy, all right? It's just that it got to the point where my story was so fearful. It was torment. That's easy for someone that feels tormented in their own head. I need out of this story. I need out of this, or I gotta find happiness. And you find out that the story that you're telling yourself causing you a lot of pain. Even in my body, they said I had fibromyalgia. I was in pain. There were days I couldn't even function. I love the church, for bringing the gospel, the truth, the good news. And we can do that, though, on a daily basis on the streets with each other. All you have to do is look at someone and see them. Really see them. See past their clothes or their hairdo or their big nose or the color of their skin or their economic status. Be guided by something, One love.